So Professor Madeleine Campbell, we've touched on a couple of the long-term strategies in this A Good Life for Every Greyhound release that we've had, but a couple of other interesting ones I wanted to bring up with you are going to develop a relationship with the Kennel Club.
Yes, and that's obviously all ties into the breeding side, and as you'll be well aware, you know, the Greyhound Board only strictly obviously has to regulate the racing phase of the greyhounds' lives, but we've taken a very deliberate view with this strategy that we're going to involve ourselves in all phases of the animals' lives for exactly the reason I already described, because you know they all impact upon each other as far as welfare goes, and anyway we think it's a moral duty to do so. And so obviously the first stage of that is the breeding stage. And one of the things we're keen to promote is really high quality British breeding for many reasons, partly because, you know, we are only the regulator for Great Britain. So it's good from our point of view of oversight to have breeding going on within Great Britain. And also because we're keen to be able to promote this assurance scheme. So what that is, it's in partnership with the Kennel Club, and they already have what they call an assured breeders scheme. And we'll be working with them to kind of fine tune that to make sure that it is really applicable to greyhounds, because of course they are a bit different from pet dogs. And then once we've done that through pilot studies, then that will be available, and it will be available for breeders to register for. And in fact, GBGB will support them in doing that for the first short period of time. And then that means that when people are wanting to go out and buy a greyhound puppy, they'll be able to go with confidence to those breeders and know that the welfare standards have been high. And of course, that means the welfare standards are high not only for the puppies, but also for the dogs who are being used to produce the puppies. So that's also a reassurance for people, I think.
You're also going to appoint an executive vet to implement the strategy. Any clues as to who that might be? Anybody we'd know?
No, but I mean, it will be someone with suitable experience who will fulfill the role, which is very much one of, on a day-to-day basis, delivering the strategy and also acting as a point of contact so that stipendiary stewards, trainers, owners, and also this new force of what we're calling regional regulatory vets will all be able to feed back into this executive veterinarian, and they'll have real everyday oversight of the whole thing.
Sounds excellent. Upskill and enhance welfare knowledge of everybody in the sport, which is what you found people are asking for.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, we really did. And as I said, I was really encouraged by that. And it is crucial because, you know, if we're expecting people to share the responsibility in optimizing welfare, then they need to be appropriately trained to do so. And obviously we recognize there's already, you know, a wealth of knowledge within the sport. Of course there is. But there are actually very few training opportunities for those working within the sport. So the whole way it's set up is it's very much one of sharing knowledge rather than kind of dictating, and giving the opportunity to trainers and owners and breeders and even people thinking about homing a greyhound, for example, to come and listen to real experts in the areas of, for example, nutrition and behavior, those kinds of things. And to learn from the experts and also to learn from each other, because it will provide a forum, you know, whereby a group of trainers can come together for a day or whatever and just talk about what they do and what they find works well and share best practice. And that was something actually which was flagged up to me by a different trainer when I was out chatting to people. They said, actually, I don't really know what the others are doing at all, and it would be good to know and to discuss with them what works and what doesn't work. So yeah, all of that will be useful. And then over and above that, it will also provide a system of qualifications, which I think will be beneficial, particularly actually for the younger people getting involved in the sport. You know, it'll give them a bit more of a career path than they've got at the moment. They're often working really long hours, you know, under quite hard conditions, especially in the depths of winter. And so it will be nice, I think, for them to have kind of a structure that they can see, oh, I've got that qualification, and that will enable them to progress their careers a bit too.
That sounds amazing. And also there's going to be an inaugural meeting of international greyhound regulators, which the GBGB will be hosting towards the end of this year.
Yeah, so I mean, it is, we believe, a kind of world leading strategy. And so one important element of it is collaborating with our international counterparts, both in order to share what we're doing here, but also, of course, in order to learn from them. I mean, and there's some interesting work going on in Australasia, for example. So, and this has already begun to a certain extent, as you will have seen within the strategy, particularly around drugs rules. And there's been a lot of collaboration on that over the last couple of years before I joined. So really, it's widening that out to welfare more broadly, and taking the opportunity to, again, really just share best practice and share knowledge and share evidence, which is the crucial part of it. There's no point in reinventing the wheel. So if there's some research going on somewhere else in the world, then we want to know about it and to be able to work out whether or not it's applicable here.